Hey everybody, welcome to Kimmel's Irish Pub. Tonight's movie is The Outsider. Not The Outsiders, The Outsider. I just happened to turn on Netflix and this came up and it was, gave me a little trailer for it, and I liked the opening trailer. It stars Jared Leto, Academy Award winner, and from, what is it, Dallas 40 Club or whatever. He did a phenomenal job in that movie. I never thought of him as a good actor until I saw that movie with Matthew McConaughey. That was superb. Other than that, I was like, I don't think he's that great of an actor. And so now we get to see him again in The Outsider, and it's basically he's an American POW, prisoner of war, and stays in Japan and works his way through the rituals and hardship of Yakuza, which is, I guess, a member of an organized crime. So I don't know. It seems like he sticks around in Japan and moves his way up through the gangland in Japan. So I don't know. We'll check it out. Let you know what I think. I'll be back in a bit. Alright? Hey everybody. We're watching The Outsider here. We're at the 59-minute and 6-second mark. Still an hour left. Yeah, it's pretty good. You know, it's a nice little find here. Subtitles, though. It's all in Japanese for the most part. I mean, Jared speaks a little English, and so does the other guy, but not that much. So, to catch you up real quick, not to be long-winded, I got some advice on that one. But he's, it seems like he's in a jail. He's in a Japanese jail. And from the synopsis, he's a prisoner of war after the World War. And, II, I think, right? Whatever. But anyway, he's in prison and he meets, he gets thrown, he finds a guy hanging. They were, you know, some other prisoners hung him. He saves his life by finding him and holding him up until he survives, and then he gets thrown in solitary with that same guy. And that guy says, you know, the only way out of here is if I go to the hospital, so I need your help. And basically he cuts himself, and Jared Leto, you know, holds him together for a little bit until they come and they take him to the hospital. But he says, I'm going to do this, my brothers will come get me, and then they'll come get you as well, you know. And so that's what happens. He goes to the hospital. You don't see that part. You see the cutting. But then he gets out, I guess, and then they come and get Jared Leto. So it's like a gang in the Japanese, you know, so a Japanese gang. And so when he gets out of prison, he gets pulled into this gang and he starts, you know, doing things, hurting other people for them. And then he has now just been inducted into the gang. So it's pretty neat, although one little complication. His friend that he met in prison that pulled him in, and they're kind of partners and all this, which I like. I like this guy. I think he's pretty cool. You know, he has a sister who Jared Leto is now falling in love with, and he's saying, hey, don't be with my sister. You were now brothers. We're in this together. Don't be with my sister. But you know that's what's going to happen. So that's where we are. So far, so good. I actually like it. Again, some subtitles. I'm not crazy about that. They're a little bit slower than the Vietnamese movie that we, Bitcoin Heist. That was a little bit harder to read, but this one's a little bit easier to stay with. There's not a lot of dialogue in this one, which is good, because you have to read it all. But anyway, so that's it. Get back into it. A whole hour left. Whew. So we'll see what happens from here. All right, hey everybody. We're at the credits of The Outsider, and let me just say, it was great. I really enjoyed this movie. Let me put it in perspective. It's a Sunday night for me. It's been a long weekend. It's hard to make it through a 2-hour movie, usually on any Sunday night. I stayed awake the entire time. Was not nodding off. It was really good. I mean, maybe because I had to read the whole thing, but that didn't bother me so much in this. I think it was pretty well done. Different than anything I've ever seen before. I really enjoyed it. You know, he joins the Japanese gang, and there's like a gang war that happens between two of them, and as I mentioned, he falls in love with his brother's sister, brother in the gang, you know, so that's involved there. But you know, they start a war between the two gangs, and you know, he's heavily involved, but he rises to the top of the gang and participates in this gang war on Japanese. So you know, I don't know if it needed to be about, you know, like post World War II. I don't think it didn't need a timeline or you know, where it was in place and time. I think it could have fit anywhere. They could have done that today. They didn't have to do it back then. Whatever. But I really enjoyed it. I don't want to go on too long. Just not much more to say. If this is your kind of movie, I think it is. I think it's more of a guy's movie. But, you know, other people might like it if you like gang type movies. This is very interesting. I enjoyed it a lot. Something original for me. So, that's it. I'm probably going to give it a 7, maybe an 8 on this. I enjoyed it that much. I thought it was a good find. I just happened to turn on Netflix and it just started the trailer for me. So check out the trailer, and if you have Netflix, and see what you think. And then you know, check out this movie. I thought it was really good. It was worth watching and kept me interested throughout the entire thing. So, all right, that's it for tonight. Thanks for tuning in. Kimmels Irish Pub.